everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of the Let's Play world. I have collected a ton of glass, and we are going to start this episode out with a time lapse. So that right there is what one shulker box will get you. So I'm thinking we might need maybe 3 shulker boxes to finish the whole thing. It's gonna be a lot. So if you've played Minecraft for a while, you might have conquered one of these ocean monuments yourself. But if you haven't, let me explain what I'm up to here. So behind me, that thing is called an ocean monument, and you've probably noticed those little spiky guys that shoot lasers out of their eyeballs. Those guys are called guardians, and the only place that guardians can spawn is inside and above an ocean monument. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of the water so there is nowhere for those guys to spawn. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a place for them to spawn intentionally so we can collect them. Because when you kill guardians, you get something called prismarine shards. And with prismarine shards, you can make prismarine. So ultimately, we can farm the stuff and make as much of it as we want. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be cool. So I will gather up more sand and we can continue working on that in the future. But today, there's something else I want to work on. Several episodes ago, we went to a Bastion Remnant, and amongst all of the stuff in the Bastion Remnant, we found a music disc, and we still haven't listened to this thing. Well, that's very cool. You might have seen that I had another one over here. This one, they all sound so different. There's a whole bunch of them, though. And there's a couple ways you can find them. One is sometimes they're in chests, in dungeons. And the other way to do it is if you can get a skeleton to kill a creeper, they will drop a record. So what I want to do is I want to build a record farm. And I think I want to build it out in this space right over here. This building is going to be kind of narrow and long. So just about 5 wide and about 17 long. So this will be one end, and where this torch is, that'll be the other end. And then the whole building will be, like I said, about 5 blocks wide. Okay, so the way this is going to work is this will be the outside wall, and we'll have a skeleton trapped right here, shooting his arrows in that direction. At this end, this will be the other wall. We're going to have an iron golem trapped here. And skeletons don't care for iron golems, so they will shoot arrows at this guy. In this space here, we're going to have water, and that way the arrows hopefully won't get to the iron golem, and he won't end up dying. And then in this space, I want to be able to lure creepers in so that they get in the way of the arrows that are getting shot. That's the plan. We are going to surround this in some more decorative materials, but I just wanted to get the infrastructure kind of constructed out of cobble so that I could kind of get it laid out. These ends here, I think I'm going to do stripped birch. There is going to be some redstone stuff going on here. So I think in addition to the stripped birch, we're going to use the regular birch, and I think we're also going to use some light gray concrete. I think this matches really nicely with some of the cooler tones in the birch. I think it's going to be a really cool looking build. I do need to get a skeleton in there before I put a roof on this thing, so let me give you a real quick tour and kind of show you how this thing is going to work. So there's basically 3 different redstone inputs. One of them is this lever. When I switch this lever, 2 things happen. One is this door right here closes. And the other thing that happens is inside, right here, this trapdoor goes up. It's normally down, but it flips up, and that will keep the skeleton from just shooting arrows non-stop. So this is basically my on-off switch. When I don't want to use this farm, I can flip that and keep this secure, plus keep the skeleton from shooting arrows. Second input is this one right here. When a creeper comes along and stands right here, this redstone is activated, which puts this piston in place, so the creeper can't come back out. The final input is for me. I will run across, and I will stand on this pressure plate, which will close this door here, and that will keep the creeper from following me. So creeper stands on the pressure plate and locks himself in. I stand on this pressure plate, lock him in, and then the skeleton can do his thing. At least that's the theory. So once the sun goes down, my hope is to lure a skeleton up here and then get him to fall down into this little area right here. See how that goes. Almost forgot to cover him up. This guy caught on fire and I almost lost him, but I got dirt up there just in the nick of time. So now I need to name tag him, and then we should be good to go. All right, we're going to name this guy Shooter. Perfect. And now we need somebody for Shooter to shoot at, besides me. There we go. We're going to name this guy Gary. So right now I have the farm turned off. Normally this piston would be extended and block off this entryway here. And then as you can see, the trapdoor is up, so we can't see each other. Nobody's shooting anything. I turn the farm on. You can hear he just starts immediately shooting arrows down towards the golem. Now, skeletons are terrible shots. You can see some of them don't even make it into the water, but the ones that do, they slow down right before they get to the golem, and they just sit down here. Now, if I left this going all day, we would have a ton of arrows down here, and those are all entities, and so we would get a ton of lag. So that's why we turn the farm off, is to prevent that. So I need to make sure we're all spawn-proof here and on the roof, but otherwise, I think we're real close, and we could probably give this thing a try. That guy is shooting arrows, that's great. Now we just need a creeper. All right, let's see if we can get this guy to follow us through. Right, here he comes. I run across, I stand on this. Okay, well, I need another block in there apparently so that they can't jump up on the door. I put blocks along the top here so that they can't jump up on these sliding blocks and hide from the skeleton. While we're waiting for the sun to go down, I think I want to move our little wheat field onto the other side of this building. One, it'll be easier to get to, and two, I think it'll actually look really nice next to the base in front of the building. Let's try that. Well, I kind of made this sort of scattery wheat field on either side of a path, and I think it looks pretty cool. Like it's a little bit neglected, a little bit forgotten. Yeah, fits this nice corner of the base really, really well. And I sealed up each side here so that we don't get things sneaking around the side of the building. Sun is going down, so let's give this thing another shot. All right, we're going to turn this thing on. All right, let's see if we can find a creeper and get him to follow us. Okay, I'm going to run through, step on the pressure plate. Creeper gets hit by the skeleton. So when the creeper gets hit, he gets pushed back a little bit onto the redstone. That's why the door opens and closes like that. All right, how did we do here? Perfect. Now we got the same disc that we had before. And I think there's about 10 or 11 different discs, so it'll take us a little bit to get all of them. A little bonus gunpowder. But yeah, this thing totally works. So I made one little adjustment here. Right above the redstone, I installed a trapdoor, and that way when the creeper gets hit, he won't fall back into this space, and this door will remain locked, and it'll keep everything a lot cleaner. We'll do one final test here. We'll turn the farm on. There we go. Perfect. After a couple of creepers running through there, I ended up getting a second chirp. I got two of the disc called 11, one of them called blocks. Let's give these guys a listen real quick. Super cool. I seem to remember this one being the creepy one. Let's give this one a listen. Yep. Well, I'll keep working on that, and when I find new discs, I'll share them with you guys so you can see what they're all about. Let's see what this looks like now. We were down here. Very cool. Fills that in really, really nice. Once the field grows over, that'll look better. This is really nice and green. The cool little path there. Very nice. I also added a banner to the monument so it'll show up on the tiny map. Well, I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. If you want to see more of what I do, I have a second series over on the Mindful SMP server. It's kind of different from what I do here. A little more wacky, a little more off the cuff. So definitely check it out. Of course, please like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.